We've got the Ford Escape plug-in hybrid.
One you might be able to get. PHEV.
There goes that. Ooh.
Electric first,
Pretty good.
Then the gas kicked in.
Good.
All right, so what's under the hood of this thing, Andrea?
It has a 2.5-liter four-cylinder Atkinson cycle powertrain matched to an eCVT. It gets a combined 210 horsepower. It has a 14.4 kilowatt-hour battery with up to 60 kilometers, 37 miles of range.
Unfortunately, this is a front-wheel drive only, and you can put regular fuel in this Escape plug-in. Now, the Ford Motor Company has made a very interesting, and I don't think wise decision. They're only selling this as the top trim that we're driving. I don't get it.
Yep.
But it must come with some nice stuff. What are the key standard features?
This plug-in hybrid comes standard with a 13.2-inch touchscreen with Sync 4, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, an 8-inch LCD instrument cluster, 6-speaker audio system, partial vinyl and cloth upholstery, a heated steering wheel, heated front seats, 8-way power driver's seat, a 4-way manual passenger seat, and a power liftgate.
Oh, looky, Andrea, rotary dial shifter. What are we going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes and to get a question, and we'll tell you more about that halfway through the video. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. Well, it was only a few weeks ago that we had the regular Ford Escape Hybrid, not the plug-in. I'm going to put a link here. Great video. You should watch it. We like the Escape generally. Are you enjoying this plug-in more than the hybrid we drove?
I like them both equally. I have to say, one thing I like about this is you can drive it in pure EV mode. You can drive it in hybrid. You can save your range for later and just use the gas engine for other times. It's pretty quiet in hybrid mode and, of course, in pure EV. When you do accelerate on the highway and that gas engine kicks in, it does get a little louder.
Well, just go to the basics here. The Escape platform, I think, is very well done. Ford does a great job of calibrating the suspension. It's not too soft. It gives nice feedback through the steering wheel. It feels like it's quality. And in my opinion, they do a very good job with insulation. As Andrew mentioned, under hard acceleration, you can hear it. But if you gave me this car and said you've got to drive it for the next 2 years, I would be totally happy with it. As a commuter car, it does that perfectly.
Yeah, it's great for maneuverability. Turning radius is excellent. Parallel parking is a breeze. It just does so much well, especially for city driving.
Well, the Ford Escape was updated just last year to give it a new look, and I like this better. We joked about it before. It looked like a baby Porsche Cayenne, the previous version. I still stand by that. But this one has square headlamps, bigger grille. It's basically a facelift front and back.
Yeah, it's got a modern exterior design, very clean. You've got some black cladding on the side of the doors and a black grille. Chrome exterior accents. It's got a really nice mix of the black and chrome on this model. It gets 7.3 inches of ground clearance, and it comes standard with LED headlights, LED taillights, LED fog lights, 18-inch wheels, and a big one, a temporary spare tire. There are not many electrified vehicles in this class that actually get a temporary spare tire, so well done.
Well done, Ford.
Yeah.
What they haven't done is offered people more options. They used to have entry-level trims. I went back, I looked at when we drove this last.
Yeah.
It was in 2021, so 3 model years ago. That base model in the Canadian market was $38,000.
Crazy.
Right? And the one we tested was the top trim like this, was just under $47,000. Now they've gotten rid of those entry-level models, and they only sell this top trim, and it's competing with some pretty big contenders. I don't understand that. Give people options. Maybe they're just not making enough of these. I don't know.
Now we're going to dive more into the pricing in our hot topic, so stick around for that. Let's get into the interior a little bit. It comes with some pretty good standard features like this 13.2-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It gets Sync 4. It comes standard with an 8-inch driver display, available 12.3-inch, which we have on our test model. You get standard cloth and vinyl seats, but these ones are leather if you add a package. So the key is Add a package, Zach, if you want the extras.
But they're not happy just to only sell it with one top trim. They have packages as
That's
well.
right.
So this one has the leather seats, and you got to spend, what is it, $1,800 for this opening panel roof, right?
Yeah, $1,850 in Canada and just under $1,600 in the US. So, okay, the base model price is okay and competitive, but then you start adding these extras and, well,
Too spendy.
it adds up.
All right, we're going to, as Andrew mentioned, touch more on this in a moment. But the winner, Andrea, for the hottest heated seats in the industry, I think goes to Ford Escape.
Amazing, like absolutely amazing. On a cold day, these things get hot and they're comfortable. On a long trip, you would just really enjoy the comfort level of the cabin.
They're so hot, if you went camping with this, you could fry your eggs in the morning.
The heated steering wheel is heated all the way around. There's enough storage in here. This center console is very clean looking with the dial shifter. Storage is pretty good in here, as well as in the door pockets.
There's only a little splash of piano black or shiny hard plastic right around the volume and the start-stop button. Everything else has nice brushed materials in the center console, the dash, and even the armrest. So there's a lot of competitors that don't have this, and that's well done for it.
Available features in the Escape plug-in hybrid included 10-way power driver's seat, 6-way power passenger seat, driver's seat memory, a wireless charger, a head-up display, 360-degree camera, a 10-speaker B&O audio system, and active park assist 2.0.
So this is a top model, even with the packages. No ventilated seats for you in the front, and no heated seats in the back, and the direct competitors are often cheaper and have those features. More on that in our hot topic. Right now, here's me climbing in the back seat. One nice thing about the Escape is it has grown over the years. The back seat, I would say, is very usable, pretty good legroom and headroom, and the seats are comfortable.
Comparing the Ford Escape plug-in hybrid to the RAV4 Prime, the Escape has 42.2 inches of front row legroom, which is over an inch more than the Toyota. Second row legroom at 38.9 inches is also bigger by an inch than the Prime.
Lift the power tailgate on this Escape and you have a useful cargo space. Andrea already touched on it. This comes with a temporary spare tire.
Overall cargo space for the Escape is 60.8 cubic feet, which is less than the Toyota. And space behind the second row at 34.4 cubic feet is a little bit bigger than the RAV4 Prime.
Oh, more to unbox with this. You got some good questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
The PHEV Escape looks like a really nice option and it offers some nice range. Is this model affected by long wait times like the RAV4 and the Hyundai Kia Twins?
Well, we're hearing reports that this is more readily available, but it's very different north and south of the border.
Yeah.
We're hearing inventories generally in the United States are building up, which is good. I was just at a big dealership here for General Motors. It was full of trucks.
Yeah, it's good. Definitely a pickup of inventory. From what I hear from viewers, the wait time for the Escape plug-in hybrid and hybrid is very short. Let us know, type below if you've got one on order. What sort of wait times are there?
But way better than like
way
a RAV.
better.
You're not getting a RAV4 Prime in a hurry.
No. Hi there. I think this is a good option for a plug-in hybrid, and even just two-wheel drive would be great. But is reliability a question mark?
Well, Andrea's got the numbers on that.
I do.
I think that Ford has improved as the years have gone on. They've been making hybrids for a long time. And people don't remember that the old square Escape from years ago was a hybrid.
Yeah.
PHEV's more recent, and how do the numbers stack up?
Well, the brand has been struggling with reliability for sure. They will admit that, and they're working on it. The Escape plug-in hybrid doesn't get the best reliability score from Consumer Reports. It's 43 out of 100, but it gets a better overall score of 74 out of 100, and that's because it did really well on the road test, scoring 87 out of 100, and owner satisfaction 4 out of 5.
Well, all the stuff we talked about at the beginning of the video.
Yep.
We like the way it drives. It feels well put together. It does what it says on the box.
Yeah.
Long-term ownership. we only get it for a week.
We only get it for a week, but overall, we really like it. So keep the reliability score in mind.
Keep it under warranty.
Yeah, keep
Maybe
it under
lease it.
warranty. JD Power hasn't rated it yet, so that's why I don't have those scores. I like the Escape PHEV. My only feedback would be that it's not all-wheel drive. Do you think Ford will eventually make the Escape plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive?
If I was a betting man and going to Vegas, I would say, oh yeah, 100%. It would be all in that they're going to do that. They know, they've heard. It would also benefit them if they had a similar hybrid system, all-wheel drive, they could use for Maverick, for example. So they know it.
I'm actually surprised that they haven't brought it out yet. Really, I think it's coming as well. And we're going to get into the pricing in our hot topic coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
All-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive. I just think that the price needs to be lower.
Okay, so the other part, and nobody brought it up, I'm really surprised that they didn't ask us in a question. Escape apparently is going away. That's what Ford has said. It's going to go away, which I think is folly. It sells incredibly well.
Yeah.
This is the meat of the market, the compact SUV. So I'm not sure what they've got dreamt up for the next iteration, if it's going to be pure EV. That's not going well for them right now.
No, well, maybe they'll change their mind. They'll revisit.
Yes. They'll just keep making these for a few years
Yeah.
longer. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I believe that those prices will not attract many buyers trying their best to save the planet. Just saying.
I really don't get why they're just going to sell one top trim. It's very limiting for people on a budget. Other brands, as we're going to run through in a moment, have other options, often top trims and one other, and they don't at Ford.
Yeah, I mean, the RAV4 has plenty of trims. The Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid has a lot of trims. Tucson and the Sportage, 2 trims each. But I think the biggest issue is for Ford, it's not the starting price. The $49,000 is okay. It's actually fairly competitive. It's when you start adding the extras and you're comparing top trims to top trims, this gets pricey. I mean, our test model with the package and the panoramic sunroof.
How much?
Almost 56,000 Canadian.
And it's front-wheel drive only. Like, I don't understand this at all. It's like they used to have a really compelling story. It was 38 grand. And now it's like 50.
I said to Zach, where this would really benefit Ford is to price it all in. If you want to do one trim, fine. $49,000.
But everything.
Then people get the rebate. You get it all. You get the pano roof. You get, a power passenger seat. Because keep in mind, when you compare top trim to top trim, this also doesn't have ventilated front seats or heated rear seats. Most of the competitors have those features.
All right, let's get into the charging, if you get a rebate, and a whole bunch more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. There's just one trim in Canada. It starts at just over $49,000, and in the US, $40,500.
This Ford Escape qualifies for the Canadian federal rebate of a full $5,000 and rebates in participating provinces. In the United States, it qualifies for a tax credit up to $3,750. However, the $7,500 incentive may be available through leasing. This PHEV has a 3.3 kilowatt onboard charger. With a level 2 charger, it will take 3.3 hours to charge. With level 1, 10 to 11 hours. This Escape gets a combined 2.3 liters equivalent per 100 kilometers. That's 102 miles per gallon equivalent when fully charged. When the battery is depleted, it gets 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers combined. That's 40 miles per gallon combined. With a full tank and a full charge, you can go 771 kilometers. That's 479 miles. Towing capacity is 1,500 pounds, and the warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. So we've touched on some of the competitors. Let's get into how much they cost and the range and more.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Hyundai Tucson PHEV. It has a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a combined 261 horsepower and 53 kilometers, 33 miles of range. It has a starting price just over $52,000.
The Kia version is called Sportage or Sportage, with the same powertrain as the Tucson. A little more range though, 55 kilometers or 34 miles. A lower starting price too, just over $49,000.
The Toyota RAV4 Prime has a 2.5-liter four-cylinder and a combined 302 horsepower, 68 kilometers, 42 miles of range. It has a starting price of over $54,000.
The Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV with a 2.4-liter four-cylinder, 248 horsepower, pretty good range, 61 kilometers, 38 miles. It has a starting price of $48,000.
So there are 4 plug-in hybrid SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I like the range this offers.
It feels really well done.
What I'd like to see is just a lower price point for this model. Make it a little more competitive.
How come you get to go first?
Well, what would you like to say, Zach?
Well,
Are we in agreement?
I think we agree. We want a lower price.
Yes.
All right, that's it for the Ford Escape PHEV. What do you think?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like what you see. See you next time.